So go kneel and weep and join the herd. You know 1,000,000 sheep will be dispersed by one lion's roar, by one lion's roar. Either step aside, for every God knows everything will crumble under his blows. You think yourselves weak, pathetic and overrun, and that all you've bled for is coming undone. So go kneel and wait and join the herd. You know 1,000,000 sheep will be dispersed by one lion's roar, by one lion's roar. Oh, you go out there and bow to none and cause a stir as if it were the last one. Curse them into hiding. These thieves won't believe the way we're riding. So go kneel and weep and join the herd. You know 1,000,000 sheep will be dispersed by one lion's roar, by one lion's roar.
Ero destinato a diventare un grande soldato. Ero destinato a diventare un poeta, un aviatore. Ero destinato a guidare l'uomo per conquistare la città eterna con una spada fiammeggiante.
So go kneel and weep and join the herd. You know 1,000,000 sheep will be dispersed. Go kneel and weep and join the herd. You know 1,000,000 sheep will be dispersed by one lion's roar, by one lion's roar. So go kneel and weep and join the herd. You know 1,000,000 sheep will be dispersed, oh, by one lion's roar, by one lion's roar. So go kneel and weep and join the herd. You know 1,000,000 sheep will be dispersed by one lion's roar, by one lion's roar.
Good evening, everyone. I am alone tonight. This is Evigilans with Is Today the Day Media. We have got a stack, and I mean a stack of things worth to talk about. And it's going to be a shorter episode today. I don't have the help of my buddies. I did have some people, say they wanted to be on the show, but right now, my co-hosts and everything, they're just as important as I am. I may have started the idea, but by golly, they perfected it. So the main reason that I haven't really made any big changes or surprises with whatever we ascended to do was for the simple reason I don't want to do anything they wouldn't approve of. And I don't want there to be any disagreements and such like that. Just keeping it simple, keeping it straightforward. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's awesome to have you. Make sure to share our link around as we begin. You can find us at facebook.com/ITTDM. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Let's begin. Lord, thank you for bringing us here tonight. Thank you for blessing me with patience and the wisdom, Lord, to be able to do this every Friday. Thank you for your time and your grace. Lord, I pray for my buddies who are out working or spending time with their families tonight. I pray they have a blessed time, that they travel safely and no car accidents or deers run out in front of them, Lord. I thank you in your holy name for everything you continue to do for me in the show. Without you, Lord, I am nothing. Without you, this is all pointless. Thank you, Lord. Amen. So where to begin today? It's hard to really get a grasp on it, but truly I think the most important one at hand, and it is more important than anything happening right now in local wise, is the WAYFAIR pedo ring stuff. So I remember earlier this week, the night before it exploded, I got a message from somebody who likes to message info to the page. She's a wonderful person. She messaged me this link, and it was entailing this WAYFAIR stuff. And personally at the time, for the first hour or so, while looking into it, I was like, well, this might just be some kind of anti-corporate, hate machine. We gotta stop this in its tracks right now. And I was just like, I don't know, it doesn't seem genuine to me. I was worried. I was a little scared to get into it, but I started studying, and I started thinking, well, what is WAYFAIR? I personally have never heard of it. It's just some big, ominous furniture company, from what I can gather. And oddly enough, like a lot of these sites, even Walmart and Amazon have things like this. There's pillows, simple pillows, like hand-stitched things. Or not a hand-stitched, but, factory-made. Maybe worth $15, $20. And if it's a special designer pillow, maybe you could push it to the 100 scale. $100, $200. But a pillow that's worth 17 grand, while the same pillow is for sale, just under that, for about $20. So you have that going on. And so it starts to raise a red flag. What is with the pillow that costs so much? And then you have counters that reach to the $900,000 grand, nuts, over $500,000 counter that's made out of plywood. And it just kind of threw a red flag for me, and it was odd. And so I started looking into it, and something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong in WAYFAIR, Amazon, and Walmart, and all these different places. Now, I think a lot of people might misunderstand the concept of WAYFAIR and the connection to the pedo ring. The deal with WAYFAIR and the pedo ring and all that is that it's not so much that they're locking children in these boxes and sending them with the furniture or in the furniture. I believe, rather, and this is from War Spirits investigations, that it's a money laundering scheme. How do you explain to the IRS where that money comes from? Well, it's quite simple. You tell them, oh, well, see, we sold this piece of furniture for this much, and this sucker actually bought it. And so the IRS will look at it, all right, that's a bit odd, but okay. And they go on about it. Now, don't get me wrong, there's no doubt in my mind that the IRS is probably well aware of what's going on in WAYFAIR and all that sort of thing. Let's say that something is going on. Without a doubt. I have no doubt in my mind that the IRS, the FBI, and all those other alphabet names are deeply involved. So anyways, you got that going on. And, of course, that brings me to Zora Ranch and the locality. You'll notice that New Mexico has an extremely high rate of missing children. And that's terrible. And what I mean, it's just suspicious. And it seems like every time one of these big, found out things happens, a slight hold back, right? It goes low down. It disappears a little bit. Just kind of slows down. There's not as much children going missing all at once. So I do deeply believe that the deep state and the adrenochrome type, whatever, let's go on the Alex Jones bottom of the iceberg stuff is in our backyard. I really do believe that. And there's proof. Zorro Ranch, Epstein. The fact, and I've said this before, the fact that a full-blown New Mexico camp, it wasn't for New Mexico, it was for ISIS. The fact that ISIS had a camp in New Mexico that was training children for like the better part of like 2 years by going unnoticed, I have no doubt in my mind that the deep state could very well be in on that as well. So anyways, WAYFAIR and all that, I personally, just my personal opinion, I really do believe that WAYFAIR is involved with this. But I also believe that it goes much deeper than WAYFAIR. And that kind of scares me. So as always, stay vigilant. If you have children, watch over them. And here's the thing, especially if you start speaking out like I do, watch over yourself. And there's a lot of things that pertain to that, being armed, trained, that sort of thing. And I do apologize tonight for anyone watching right now. I am by myself. My co-hosts weren't able to join me. One's working and one's spending time with his family. He took this specific Friday off. But I do appreciate you joining in still. Like I said, it's going to be a shorter show. We're probably going to be going on for like another 10, 20 minutes. And then we'll be done with it. So the next topic I wanted to bring up was the new restaurant policies that Michelle Lujan Grissom of New Mexico and Governor Polis of Colorado have enacted in those different states, respectively. The official mask restriction in Colorado is a simple one. Basically, if you're out anywhere that's a private business or a public space, you have to wear a mask. However, this wasn't made clear because being close to our proximity of Colorado and San Juan County, me and War Spirit, we both got a notification on our phone that said masks are required in all indoor spaces. And this was from Colorado's emergency broadcasting system. Immediately, I kind of started chuckling. And yeah, I was a bit confused at first because I thought it was New Mexico's, because I'm in New Mexico. I thought that was Michelle Grissom at first, but I read a little closer into it. Polis, so that's for Colorado. In any case, the concept that they actually sent out an emergency broadcast system through the Amber Alert system on phones is kind of odd because, well, they didn't proofread it in all indoor spaces. Why couldn't they have added in all public indoor spaces? So this implied immediately, wait, are they serious? Do they want you to wear a mask in your own home? Which they further went on and said, no, that's not what we meant. But War Spirit had a good point. He went on and said, what if it's just a mental conditioning thing? Very possible. Maybe they wanted people to, just, I don't know, subliminal, like, make them think. The deepest of sheep to be like, yes, gladly, I'll wear it in my own house. I'll wear it to bed. I'll wear it while enjoying my personal time with wife. And it was ridiculous. The fact that it went through blew my mind. But anyways, on to what we're all here for, Michelle Lujan Grissom. Michelle Lujan Grissom enacted some new rules involving restaurants. I don't know why she went back on it. But anyways, what she did was ridiculous. What she did was she went back on her word saying that businesses could open as long as people wore masks and that sort of thing. And instead shot to more of a controlling thing where people cannot eat inside of a restaurant, mask or no mask. They cannot be allowed to eat within private businesses and that sort of thing, which is really odd because retails and different small businesses involving other such components are kind of excluded. It's like she's attacking the restaurants, which, would make sense because she's already attacked the oil fields. She's done all this. She's trying to kill San Juan County's infrastructure and economics specifically. Because restaurants and the oil field are pretty much everything that keep this town running day to day. We have specific restaurants and we have, the oil field. That's about it. We have the power plant, and she's even planning on attacking that soon. I cannot stress how much Michelle Lujan Grissom despises San Juan County. She hates the people here. She absolutely despises the Navajo Nation. She hates them. Do not be fooled by her anti-racist nonsense. She is a lying sack of doo-doo, to put nicely. I don't want to be rude or anything on air. But anyways, my point being, this has gone completely off the rail. People are screaming at each other. There are fights daily across Colorado, New Mexico, and these different areas. It is absolutely insane. People are at such a high tension at their rights being robbed from them. And here's the problem with it. A state officer went in to Los Hermanitos. This is where it began. State officers went into Los Hermanitos and gave them a fine for opening and letting people eat inside. This is unacceptable. Los Hermanitos did not demand and did not force anyone to come inside. These people came in on their own accord. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't believe they're at fault either. This is what's called consensual capitalism. People went to a place to be serviced in a way that they wanted to be serviced by individuals they wanted to service them. A consensual act. This is the number one thing of a free market. People trade, be it money or objects or services, for money, objects, or services. The moment that the government comes in and restricts on how and what you can do that with, and where you can do it and how you can do it, we immediately reach totalitarian Marxism and controlled markets. A controlled market is not an American one. It is not a free one, and it is not a friendly one. So some business owners have gone about snitching on other businesses. They've used this virus fear. They've used this pandemic and the insanity of it all to try and bury other people so they could stand up tall as the last one standing. A restaurant franchise owned by an individual in Farmington decided to go into other businesses that served food and report them. He went in with his phone and took pictures of people eating inside. People eating and enjoying their free market, enjoying their food with their families, not doing any harm to anyone. And he went out of his way to go into these different businesses and report them to the health department, because he wants these other businesses to shut down to further his own. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. His name is Mike Ulrich. He owns Porter's and Blue Moon Diner. If I were you, and if I was a freedom-loving patriot, I would no longer support these businesses. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to get mad beyond that. But right now, this business must learn, this man must learn that being a traitor to freedom, even to seek your own interest, cannot be tolerated and will not be tolerated by decent people. This is the message I want sent. Tyranny is not to be allowed in our home. So do what you can to just make sure that you don't spend money at these two places. This man has gone out of his way to destroy the lives of others to further his own. This is un-American, and this is the result of, government restriction. He also, mind you, was good friends with Ben Ray Lujan. This is immediately the proof that was necessary for us to be suspicious, because the initial accusation, I'll be honest, was not enough. But needless to say, and rightfully so, this has caused a hubbub in San Juan County. People are furious. So I hope that he's fine. Like I said, I don't want him hurt, but I do want his pockets to be drained. As in, we don't shop there. As a whole community, we just say, nope, you're not getting my money. You suck. You betrayed us. You betrayed the people. And this goes for anybody. This goes for anyone who wants to become some kind of make-believe hero in their mind. You are the villain. You are an anti-American scumbag if you report anyone to state authorities for disobedience. These people are not hurting anyone. You're nothing but a virtue-signaling scam artist. Snitches have no place in this nation, at least in this regard. The government, on the state level, has lost its damn mind. And this bothers me and saddens me. But through unity and by working together as a community, not by race or class or anything of these divisors, we must fight for our individual liberties, because we are all individuals. That is the greatest minority, and that is the most oppressed. So, I call upon you, if you listen today, to make known that such behavior of snitching to the states and spewing your rhetoric of control and totalitarianism, fascism, and communism, let these people know that they can't just do what they please and walk over the life and pursuit of happiness of others for their own benefit. America is a free nation. Man and women have died under the flag since its founding to keep this land free. Free from unnecessary restriction, free from state government tyrants who wish to completely rob their people and control them as if they were some kind of ironclad dictator. Michelle Lujan Grissom, you are stepping on a snake. And we Americans, we've warned you about stepping on that snake. So I warn you again, I'm not going to do anything. But people are losing their minds. People are going crazy on both sides. Old people are being beaten up on both sides for wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. You have intentionally caused this division among us, perhaps to hide your affiliation with Epstein and Zorro's Ranch and how you denied the state police from investigating that. Or perhaps the state police don't want to investigate that. Because, well, after all, you're the one who writes their paycheck, are you not? So let me get this clear. Tyranny is unacceptable. You should never be ashamed for standing up for your rights as an American. This is the most beautiful part of our country, is legalized disobedience. When our Constitution that was written to keep the government from overstepping its power is violated, you have no chains upon you to sit by and take it. So that is basically my opinion on the local drama. Snitches and that sort of thing that enforce unconstitutional and life-ruining mandates. Well, they should be ridiculed and criticized and that sort of matter. So do what you can. Make sure not to spend money there. They don't deserve it. And they sure don't support you. And that's most of it. On the personal scale, I got bit by a mouse today. I'll be ending the show here shortly, because that's basically covers it. Wayfair pedos, Grissom driving this state mad, and about, people are threatening revolution. I don't want to threaten that, but people are threatening that, and I don't blame them. I really don't. Their rights have been robbed, taken from them by force. They weren't asked to give them up. They were forced to give them up. Innocent working people. These aren't criminals. These aren't rabid lunatics. They're innocent working people trying to run a business and pay their bills. But yes, I got bit by a mouse today, and I'm hoping I don't get, AIDS. It's a funny story. He was in a trap, and I felt kind of bad for him. He wasn't too beat up. He's one of those sticky traps. But I didn't realize just how sticky those sticky traps are. They're pretty bad. So I tried to pull him out. It didn't work out. I could tell that I was hurting him, and I probably broke a few of his bones trying. So I had to kill him in the end. But before I did, he got a good bite on my thumb. And, so if I'm not with you guys much longer, I want you to know it wasn't COVID-19. It was whatever the rat gave me. So, thank you guys for listening to this very short episode tonight. I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry that War Spirit and IT weren't able to join us and that we weren't able to have a full show today. But that's pretty much the main things that we were covering tonight. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. And God bless you as we walk into these do not be bullied. Do not accept being bullied. And do what you can. We must seek peace. We must seek peace. But in any case, do what is necessary to secure your liberty and your right to freedom. That is my main thing tonight. I've been driven mad. I cannot believe what is happening before my eyes in this nation. I really can't. This governor has gone off her rocker. And the fact that the state troopers think that they can just get away with enforcing this ridiculousness. Now, mind you, conservatives were on the side of officers. We were on your side. When BLM said that your heads needed chopped off, we said no. They're humans. They deserve to be treated like humans. And then you come with this communist movement. But I'm starting to think that you guys might not care about freedom. And while BLM is rioting, I think they're rioting for the wrong reasons, but all I'm saying is, you guys are enforcing unjust, immoral, evil laws. You do not, under any circumstance, want to continue doing that. Not because I'm threatening you, not because any of my followers are threatening you. I do not mean to imply any threats. But people are scared. And you know what happens if you go out there and someone feels like a trapped dog? They might react. And I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I'm not going to react like that because I understand what's going on, why it's happening, this sort of thing. But there are people who don't. All I'm saying is, Grissom doesn't care. She will stop at nothing short of a river of blood to satisfy her thirst. She wants our children to live in wrath. Something's happened. Hold on. Something's happened. Sorry I come unglued there for a second, but I believe we're back on board. Anyways, everyone, thank you for listening. God bless you. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want peace, and I'm not going to do anything violent, and nobody that truly is a follower of me, I'd hope, would do something violent. I really hope that doesn't happen. But I just want everyone to breathe and remember what is going on. I want people to act reasonably and with a tempered head, but I also want people to not feel like they have to be bullied. They have rights. And this governor has gone out of her way to violate these rights. So I pray everyone tonight, peace among you, safety, and I pray an end to this insanity. God bless you. This is Evigilans with ITTDM. This has been a short cast. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.